The station has emptied. The last announcement faded minutes ago. The platform is clean, swept, ready for morning. But one train remains. The Midnight Express. You found your seat without hurry. No crowds to push through. No voices calling names. Just the quiet permission to board and settle in. The seat is wide. The fabric worn soft by travelers who sat here and let go. Some immediately, some slowly, but all eventually. You do not need to know the destination. The train knows. It has traveled this route more times than you have breathed tonight. The lights in the corridor burn low. Not darkness. Not brightness. Exactly enough to see that you are alone. And safe. Outside, the world moves past the window. Fields. Forest, small towns with their lights off. All of it passing without demand for attention. You can watch if you wish. Or you can close your eyes. The view continues either way. The air in the carriage is still. It smells of upholstery and distance. Of coffee that was poured hours ago and has long since cooled. Of the particular quiet that forms when many people sleep near each other, but do not speak. You hear breathing. Not yours. Or perhaps it is yours. And you have forgotten the difference. The other passengers have become part of the silence. Their presence felt but not intrusive. Like furniture that happens to be alive. The train moves forward. You feel it not as motion, but as the absence of stillness. A gentle sway that rocks nothing. Because everything moves together. You can sleep now. Or later. The train does not mind. It will be moving when you close your eyes. It will be moving when you open them. Breathe in the rhythm. Breathe out the day. Let the stations you will not stop at pass without regret. The Midnight Express has left the station. The next stop is hours away. And between here and there, only the dark window, the soft seat, and sleep. The seat holds you with patience. It has learned not to ask questions. The fabric, worn in the center, remembers those who sat here before. You do not need to adjust it. It has already adjusted to you. The window beside you is large. It gives the illusion of space. When you look through it, the darkness seems to move. You know it is the train that moves, not the night. Fields pass. Trees stand still. Then do not stand at all. The world unrolls like a film, played at the wrong speed. Too slow to follow. Too fast to ignore. The glass itself is cold. Outside air presses against it. Speeds that would chill you if you stepped into them. But you do not step. You sit. Reflections appear in the dark surface. Your own face, pale and unfamiliar. The seats behind you, empty or occupied. You cannot tell which. You could touch the glass. Your finger would leave a print. Temporary. Fading as moisture evaporates. But you do not touch. The window is sufficient as it is. The train enters a forest. Trees crowd close to the tracks. Their branches reach toward the light. Then fall back. Unable to keep pace. For a moment. Darkness outside is absolute. Then the forest ends. As forests always end. Open fields return. Unchanged by your passage. You are not alone. But you might as well be. The other passengers sit in their seats. Some sleep. Some pretend to sleep. Some stare at windows that show them nothing they have not seen before. You do not know their names. You will not learn them. This is the etiquette of night travel. To be present without being known. To share space without sharing story. A man 3 rows ahead has removed his shoes. They sit neatly beneath his seat. Socks dark with the dust of the day. He will not put those shoes on again until morning comes and claims him back. A woman across the aisle holds a book she is not reading. It rests in her lap. Pages down. Spine bent in a way that would annoy a librarian. But there are no librarians here. Only travelers. And travelers have their own rules. A child sleeps in the seat behind you. You know this by the breathing. Not the breathing of adults. Something softer. More trusting. The breathing of someone who has not yet learned that sleep is a surrender. The conductor passes. Or someone who might be a conductor. Uniform indistinguishable in this light. They do not ask for tickets. They do not ask anything. They simply move through the carriage. Like a thought moving through a mind. Present. Then absent. Then forgotten. You could speak to these people. You could break the silence that holds you all in its pocket. But you do not speak. The silence is not lonely. It is full. It contains everything. That does not need to be said. The train moves. The passengers move with it. All of you together. All of you separate. Bound for destinations that do not matter as much as this moment does. This moving. This being carried. This rest. The corridor runs the length of the carriage. Narrow. Lit by fixtures spaced too far apart. Pools of light separated by stretches of shadow. You could walk it. The train sways gently. The floor is stable enough. But you do not walk. Your seat holds you. The window holds your attention. The corridor can wait. Doors line the corridor. Some lead to other carriages. Some lead to small compartments, where passengers sleep behind curtains that do not close completely. Gaps of darkness between fabric and frame. Glimpses of feet. Glimpses of bags. Glimpses of lives. Paused for the duration of the journey. The bathroom door opens. Someone emerges. Face washed. Hair flattened by water. That will dry before they reach their stop. They do not look at you. You do not look at them. The etiquette holds. At the end of the corridor, a window larger than the others. The door to the next carriage blocks part of the view, but through the gap, you can see the train curving, a snake of light, moving through darkness that does not resist it. The corridor is empty now. The bathroom door closed. The passenger returned to their seat. You could go to that large window. You could stand there and watch the train bend through turns that feel gentle, only because you are inside them. But your seat is warm. Your window is sufficient. And the corridor, like the stations you pass, does not require your presence. It is enough to know it exists, to know that others walk it. While you sit here, moving at the same speed, going to the same nowhere, resting in the same darkness. The lights in the corridor flicker. Once. Twice. Then steady again. The train does not notice. Neither do you. The world outside has simplified itself. No details. Only shapes. Trees that are darker than the fields. Fields that are darker than the sky. Sky that is not dark at all, but simply the absence of light. You have learned to call dark. Cities appear. Briefly. Clusters of light. That mean nothing to you. Someone lives there. Someone works there. Someone sleeps there. In a bed that does not move. You pass them all. They do not know you pass. This is the anonymity of the train. The privacy of motion. Bridges come. The sound changes. Not louder. Different. A hollow quality. As the wheels cross metal. Instead of track. You feel it in your chest. More than your ears. A vibration that says, you are suspended. Above something. You cannot see. Tunnels come. The window becomes mirror. Your reflection clear now. Against black glass. You look at yourself. Looking at yourself. Infinite regression. Broken only by the tunnel's end. And the return of darkness. That is outside again. Rain begins. Or you think it is rain. The window shows drops. Moving sideways. Not falling. Traveling. The speed of the train has given them direction. They did not choose. You watch them. until they stop, or until you stop noticing them. The difference is the same. Dawn is far. You know this without checking. The darkness has a weight that morning does not have. A thickness, a presence in the room that occupies space. Like another passenger. You do not need to name it. You do not need to push it away. It is simply here. As you are simply here. As the train is simply here. Moving through it. Without disturbing it. The night outside continues. You continue. The train continues. All of you together. In this darkness. That will end. But has not ended yet. Time moves differently here. Not slower. Not faster. Simply without reference. You check no clock. The train keeps its own time. Arrivals measured in darkness. Rather than digits. Departures announced by the sway of the carriage as it releases the station and finds its rhythm again. You have been here an hour, or 3, or only minutes. The distinction has lost its meaning. What matters is the seat, the window, the breathing of strangers. That has become indistinguishable from your own breathing. The body adjusts. The legs find new positions. The head tilts against the seat back at an angle that would be uncomfortable if you were trying to stay awake. But you are not trying. You are allowing. And in allowing, the uncomfortable becomes comfortable. The temporary becomes permanent. The sitting becomes resting. A memory surfaces. From childhood perhaps. Or from last week. It does not matter when. Only that it is here now. In this moving room. Uninvited but not unwelcome. A train you took before. A seat like this one. A destination you reached. And left. And cannot now recall. Except as the memory of arriving. The details gone. Only the feeling remains. The feeling of being carried. Of surrendering direction. To something larger. That knew where you needed to go. The memory fades. As memories do. In the presence of sleep. That is not sleep yet. But the promise of sleep. The promise is enough. You do not need to collect on it now. The train will hold it for you. Will keep it safe. Until you are ready. The slow hours pass. Or do not pass. It is the same thing. You sit. You sway. You breathe. And the Midnight Express continues through the darkness. That has become your darkness. Through the night. That has become your night. Carrying you forward. Without hurry. Without delay. Exactly as it should. Exactly as it always has. The train slows. Not stopping. never stopping, but slowing for a curve, or a grade, or some reason. The engineer knows, and you do not need to know. The sway changes, becomes more pronounced, then settles back into the rhythm you have learned to call normal, though normal has no meaning here. Only rhythm, only movement, only the continuation of what has continued since the station. You have already forgotten. A light appears in the distance. Not dawn. Too early for dawn. Too isolated for dawn. A single light. That means someone is awake. In a house you will never enter. Living a life you will never know. Burning electricity that you pass in an instant and then forget. But for that instant, you shared something. Distance. Darkness. The small defiance of light against the night. Then it was gone, and you are alone again with the passengers, who are not quite strangers, and not quite friends, moving together toward a morning that will separate you as thoroughly as the night has brought you together. The seat has shaped itself to you, or you have shaped yourself to it. The difference is the same. You are held. You are supported. You are carried in a way that walking could never carry you, in a way that waking could never allow. Your eyes close, or they were already closed. The distinction has lost its meaning, as distinctions do. When sleep approaches, the window is still there. The train is still moving. The night is still outside. But you are no longer separate from them. You are part of the darkness now. Part of the motion. Part of the rhythm. That rocks nothing. Because everything rocks together. The Midnight Express continues. Through counties you will not remember. Through hours you will not count. Through the long night. That is not long at all, but simply the time it takes to go from where you were to where you will be. Neither place mattering as much as this moment does. This suspension, this being carried, this sleep. Sleep now. The train knows the way. The station will come. Morning will come. The world will claim you back, with its sounds and its urgencies, and its demands that you remember who you were before you boarded. But that is later. That is after. That is a destination. The train will reach without your help. For now, there is only this seat, this window, this darkness that holds you, as the seat holds you, as the train holds you, as sleep holds you, gently, completely, without end. The Midnight Express has become your bed. The darkness has become your blanket. The rhythm of the wheels you cannot hear has become your lullaby. Rest now. Drift now. Let the stations pass unnoticed. Let the hours pass uncounted. Let yourself pass from waking to sleeping as the train passes, from darkness to darkness, carrying you forward into the rest you have earned, the sleep you have allowed, the peace that waits for you at the end of this line that has no end. Everything that needs to continue already is.